our three guys that made it. Tooney and Drew and Kevin. They all deserved it, and it's phenomenal to see them get the recognition they deserve. I think we had a number of other guys that certainly are worthy of strong consideration as well. We've had a lot of guys play high level football all year long, and so credit to them to get the recognition like that. And so I'll go ahead and open it up from there.
And Jade was sort of the latest pledge to the Next Man Up fraternity. What to you is sort of the significance of these guys who were in fill-in roles that have made huge impacts throughout the season as part of this 11-win stretch that you guys have had?
Well, I think that's the NFL. I think every team's going through it to some degree, and we're conscious of it. When you have a 17-game season and we play like we play a physical style, we play hard. That happens, and so our coaches have done a great job just keeping guys engaged and understanding that you don't know when your time is going to come, but you got to stay ready at all times. I think our practice squad guys have done that. They enjoy going out there and practicing. We have one-on-ones every so often, every other week or so, and they enjoy that opportunity to compete. We watch it as coaches, not only to give them feedback, but also to see how they're progressing and where they could help us if we need them to. And so that goes on every single week, and I think it's really a credit because it's hard. It's hard when you get into this and you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and you don't know that you're even going to get an opportunity to just stay the course and trust that you're doing the right thing. And so, Jade's done it the right way. He's stayed engaged. He's been learning all the way along, and a lot of these young guys for us, they're really doing a great job in learning what it means to be a professional.
Caleb has been remarkably durable in his 2 years. Is that a skill?
I don't know about that. I think he is built a certain way that helps him withstand some of these hits because it's not for lack of taking hits. He gets certainly last year he got hit a lot, and then this year even though the sack numbers down a little bit, he's still getting hit quite a bit, and so he takes his training seriously in the off season, and I think that carries over to the year. And so he's able to withstand some of this stuff.
Say it's the way he's built. Is it a leg strength thing, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's very strong in his core and in his legs. And I think that's why it's very difficult to bring him down in the pocket. You see all these guys that feel like they have him dead to rights, and he finds a way to escape. It's not just his quickness, but also his strength as well.
And the Niners last night obviously looked pretty impressive, especially on offense. So what jumped out to you watching that game?
Well, yeah, they're playing high-level football, and last few weeks, it's 5-game winning streak, and I think they're averaging over 30 points a game during that span. 48 last night. They haven't punted the ball in a bit, and so I think Shanahan is one of the best, if not the best, in the business in terms of doing this, calling plays at a high level for as long as he has. He's probably the first to truly marry that run game and the pass game as well. As you see some of these other teams doing it now, he was kind of the front runner on all that stuff. And so you always like to turn on that San Francisco tape each week, whether you're playing them or not, just to look at some of the stuff that they're doing. And it's changed a little bit. It used to be where they were always the number one team in the NFL in terms of rushing, and it's not to say that they don't still have that ability. They do, but it's kind of morphed a little bit, and they might be a more dangerous passing team right now. And so that's kind of the interesting thing when you watch their tape. Purdy's playing at a high level. Kittle's a problem for us. McCaffrey is a major problem. It's just kind of unorthodox a little bit that you got the tight end and the running back as the guys that concern you the most. And yet, Purdy does a great job finding the receivers as well. So we got a tall task ahead of us. I know our guys are looking forward to the challenge. A lot of stuff going on this week with distractions potentially and things of that nature. But I think it'll be a good thing for us to go on the road and just really be able to focus in on this game.
Dan's question, talking about John Day, your coaching staff has allowed a lot of player development to take place this season. What traits in these assistants did you seek out that could tell you that they're going to be able to develop players the right way?
Well, the first thing we were looking for with our coaches was high integrity, high character people. And that's always a good starting point, but you're also looking for quality teachers as well. And I think our guys do it as well as anybody as I've been around in terms of teaching the game and staying on these guys. We're very demanding as a coaching staff. I think that's in all three phases, and that's each position group as well. And the guys have really adhered to that type of coaching. But I think you can go around the entire staff, coordinators, position coaches. I think we got some really bright young coaches that are going to ascend in this league as well. And it's a really well-rounded staff as a whole.
Man, the 49ers have been really good on third down and almost as good in red zone, which is an area you guys have done well on defense. What have you seen have been the factors for why they're good in those areas?
Yeah, I still am diving through some of their offensive tape. I've kind of caught up on their defensive side, so I can't tell you exactly why that's the case. But this is a very precise offense that we're facing. They're very detailed in what they do. They know how to attack coverages, and he continues to morph and evolve each year. This Shanahan offense looks a little bit different. It's got some different wrinkles. As defenses change, he's been changing as well, and I think that's enabled him to stay on the forefront of some of these concepts. And so I think he does a great job, as good of a job as anybody in the NFL, of putting his guys in a great spot to be successful. And it certainly shows up there on third down and in the red zone.
CJ left with a knee injury. Is that a long-term concern for you guys?
We'll kind of work through that here this week, but I don't think the injury report comes out until tomorrow, so we'll know more then.
What have been the key factors in you guys being able to turn it on in the fourth quarter and overtime, particularly on offense?
Well, I think it's the type of guys that we have in the building first and foremost. We have put a premium on guys that we feel like will be able to handle pressure, because those are the type of situations we want to be in these high leverage situations, these big time games, prime time games, and so the guys we look to bring in this building, we want to make sure that they can handle that type of stuff. And Caleb certainly built that way. I know for certain Colston Loveland's built that way. I think we have a number of guys that are on this roster that are built that way. So they thrive. They look forward to that type of competition in that arena. All the eyes on them. They're gonna be at their best. And so I think it starts there, just a mindset and a mentality. We've practiced a lot of these situations, not all of them, but we practiced a lot of them through the course of spring and during the summer. We hit a lot of them, the day before a game, in our walkthroughs. We always try to cycle through some of these. So I do think they're prepared. I think our coaches do a great job of that. And so they really don't bat an eye when these things come up. And they have that belief at this point where we're always in a game until all 60 minutes are up.
From the outside looking in, it feels like your connection with Caleb has come a long way since the spring. What do you think allowed you guys to go from feeling each other out initially to then working and pulling in the same direction?
Well, I think we both have the same goals. We both care deeply about this team. We care deeply about this city, and I care deeply about his success as well. He understands that now at this point, and you only get to that by spending a lot of time together, and that's been what we've been focusing on in the spring and all the way up until now. Every single day we're spending one-on-one time, quality time together, to where we can be very transparent with each other. And I think what I've grown to love about him, and I hope he would echo the same thing, I think we're mentally very similar. We share a lot of the same competitive drive, and we think very much the same way in a lot of regards.
Did you think that was the case when you got here? Caleb's, a little eccentric off the field, and
Yeah, it's hard to tell, without knowing a guy, but you certainly respect the type of player that he's always been. He's always been a guy that likes to compete and go out there, and he loves football. And I think when you have common interests like that, I do think it brings people together.
And what have you guys had Rome doing for the past week?
Rehabbing.
Is he on the bike? Is he running? And what has he been able to do?
We've been working through his rehab process. So he's right on track. He's gonna be in a good spot.
You talked about,
What do you mean he's gonna be in a good spot?
He's gonna be able to help us this year.
Oh,
you just mentioned how you love the city, and I sort of agree in a sense, becomes an adopted city. What is it about Chicago that enables it to be the kind of place you sort of adopt as your second city?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no secret that I used to visit this city growing up and college and even since I've been in my professional career, would come back every summer. And so you start to love the vibe, the city, the people, really everything that comes along with it. And so it was really natural to see how my family's really taken to the community that we're a part of, the school that my kids go to. I mean, it's pretty cool to see it all come together. The support that they have for the Bears. I mean, everybody I run into just absolutely loves this team, and you know, to see it come to life like it has. I didn't necessarily feel it a ton early in the season. You know, I don't get out of the office a whole lot, but now, even though I'm not out of the, I feel it every single day. You know, I really do. And last couple home games, it's been outstanding. I mean, you really can't put words on it. Just the impact that the city's really, you know, it's come alive. It's pretty cool.
And are you using at all the fact that you guys are playing at the Super Bowl site this week as any kind of motivation or message to the players?
No, I mean, we are business as usual here. We've got a process we believe in, and we're going to adhere to that. You know, we're going to exhaust every resource available to go 1-0 this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.